If you would please put your palms together for a meditation reading. When asked to the Buddha, what is the biggest mistake we make in life? The Buddha replied, the biggest mistake is you think you have time. Words of the Buddha. If you would please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 I was watching the movie It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood again. I think I've seen this movie 3 or 4 times. And each time I see it, I gain a different teaching or knowledge from watching this movie. So basically, this movie is about Fred Rogers, or who we call Mr. Rogers, which was a child show that aired on PBS for many years. Although his program was designed to teach children about emotions, acceptance, compassion, kindness, and so forth, I believe his program also taught adults about the mentioned qualities, but also about themselves as adults, as parents, their relationships to the spouse, their relationship to their own parents and children. There was a moving moment in the movie that took place in a neighborhood Chinese restaurant. And the journalist who is interviewing Fred Rogers looks really tired, and he's confused, and he's uncertain, and he's a mess. He tells Fred Rogers that Fred loves people like him. Broken. Fred replies by asking, what are people like you? I have never met anyone like you in my entire life. I don't think you're broken. Fred continues saying, your father helped you become who you are. So Fred asks this journalist to do an exercise with him. And this exercise was just taking a minute of silence. Fred says, take a minute and think of all the people who loved us into being. The journalist felt awkward and kind of embarrassed and said, I can't do that. Fred tells him, just a moment of silence, and they will come to you. During that moment, that minute of time, the journalist's eyes welled up in tears. And it looked as though he had a minute of clarity. The journalist returns home and confesses to his wife that he is scared. And when he gets scared, he gets angry. This journalist realizes that sometimes we have to ask for help. This journalist pushes people away as his way of saying he has problems dealing with feelings. He tells his wife that what he wants is his family, is his wife and child. And he apologizes to his wife and child, or I should say baby. We all may have times of indecisiveness, some type of turmoil. Where or who do we turn to in our times of chaos? There are many paths open for us to follow. One may be in the Buddha's teaching, carefully evaluating our thinking, or deep listening to that inner voice. Or maybe it's using that third eye of knowledge to sort through the brain fog. Of course, there is always Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, and the Buddha Dharma, which are the teachings that gives us that minute, that moment of silence to help settle the mind. Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, Buddha Dharma teaching is not a cure. It can be I don't know what this word is.
All right, you're rolling.
Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, the Buddha Dharma, which are the teachings, is not a cure. It is a moment to evaluate, see clarity, learning and listening. It may point us in the direction and guidance of where we should seek. But, there's that word, but. It is the I who must do the listening, hearing, thinking, and studying. As in the movie, Fred Rogers taught the journalist to deeply see within himself. In Jodo Shinshu, it is Namu Amida Butsu and the teachings that makes us think, evaluate, listen, and truly hear. These two things help us to discover our true self, settle the overworked brain, and give us a minute of silence. If you would please join me in Gassho. Namu Amida Butsu, 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 Namu Amida Butsu. And thank you for listening again today.